Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Please, can you hear me? Good evening. Perfections with OJ. Good evening. Abby in town. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Please, can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just drop a comment. Just say something. Yes, I can hear you or something. Good evening, Tosin. How are we doing? How did your day? Oh, good. Thank you, Blessing. How are we doing? How did your day go? Thank you, kids. Long time no Instagram live. Thank you so much. How are we doing? How did your day go? Are you still at work? Are you on your way home? Are you home already? How has it been? Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Long time no live. I've not done this for a while now. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. How are we doing? How is everything going? I'm just checking to see. So we have a guest today, and his name is Tami. Today we are going to talk about how to turn your skills into income. You have something you can do, you have something you love doing, and you want to turn it, you want to make money out of it. We all know that here in the UK you cannot rely on salary only. Not just the UK, anywhere at all you are in the world, you need another source of income. You need to do something else to add to what you are already doing if you really want to live well, right? So today we have a guest who's going to tell us more about this. I'm very sure you've been seeing his videos. He's been doing so well. He's been talking about moving business, how to start a moving business. For those who don't know what a moving business is, you know those people you call, those people with their truck you call to come help me, your moving house, those people you call to come help you pack your load and all. So he's been telling us more about that on Instagram. He does that in Canada. So he's going to join us in a few. He's going to join us very soon, to tell us more about this. He's not live yet, so I'll just wait for him. So while we wait for him, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from? Where are you watching from? I'm in Manchester. In the comments, drop a comment. Just tell me where you're watching for or where you joined us from. Are you in London? Are you in Manchester with me? Are you in Portsmouth? Are you in Liverpool? Where are you watching this live from, or where did you join us from? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep it coming. Where are you watching from? Are you a business person? Would you like to go into business? Would you like to do something else just to add to, what you're already doing? Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what you're already doing. In the comment, I'll go first. I'm in Manchester. I'll go first. I'm in Manchester. So, where are you watching this live from? Oh, Glasgow. Hi, Ade Dotson. How are you doing? How is Glasgow this evening? How is the cold? Is it cold already? Here in Manchester, it's cold. So, who is? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching us from? London. Hi, Zainab. Hi, Zainab. How are you doing? Hi, is London. Where are you watching from? If you're here live, Harrogate. Hi, midday. Hi, it's Harrogate this evening. That's nice. Where are you watching from? If you're here, tell us where you are watching us from. Oh, Glasgow. This is like two. We have like two Glasgow. Oh, really? It's cold here. It's cold here in Manchester. Taunton. Hello, Kids Empire. Hi, Taunton today. It's really cold in Manchester now. It's not warm at all. It's been warm though, but today It's good. So who else? Where are you watching from? Nigeria. Hi, Sleazy Sandy. Hi, is Nigeria. Hi, is Nigeria. Hi, Sleazy. So who else? Come on, where are you watching us from? London. Sissy says she's watching from London. Okay, that's to London now. So who else? Where are you watching from? We're waiting for our guests. So whilst we wait for our guests to join, where are you watching from? Hi Lola. Where are you? Raining and cold in Nigeria. Wow, where in Nigeria? Are you in Lagos or are you in Port Harcourt? It's only Port Harcourt that it rains like January to December. There's no dry season in Port Harcourt. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Let us know where you're watching from. Olusab. Hi Olusab. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hi Kike. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Like I said earlier, we're waiting for our guests to join. So whilst we wait for our guests, I want you to tell us where you're watching this live from. Where are you? I'm in Manchester, so where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments where you're watching us from. Let us know in the comments where you're watching the live from. Let us know in the comments where you're watching this live from. If you're in Manchester like me, I'm in Manchester. If you're in London, just comment where you are watching from. Hi Afrobites. Hi Kome. Hi Sheriff. Oh, Norwich. Hi is Norwich. How is Norwich today? Is it cold? Is it warm? Oh, Manchester. Fine, I'm in Manchester too. Middlesbrough. How is Middlesbrough? Okay, I think we have our guest, so I'll just bring him in immediately. Tami, can you? Okay, I'm trying to bring in our guest. Trying to. Okay. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening. Good afternoon. It's afternoon there, right?
Yeah, it's afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon.
And it's evening here. It's 8 p.m. here.
Yeah. Interesting world. How are you doing? Thank you for
I'm.
having me.
Thank you for your time. Thank you so
You're
much. How are
welcome.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
How is everything? How's your day been?
Fine, fine. Can't
How
complain.
is Canada?
Canada is Canadaing. We're surviving one day at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's go into it. I already briefed them before you joined. Basically, we're talking about how to turn your skills into income, right? And I've been watching your videos. You've been doing a lot. You've been talking a lot about moving business, how to start a moving business, how to, as you've been talking a lot about doing business, setting up something else aside from your 9 to 5 or your other thing you do. So,
Mhm.
can you just, first of all, introduce yourself and just, go into it?
Okay. So my name is Tamilore Adewi. I live here in Canada, and I basically run a business. So I think that's the fun introduction about myself. I'm actually a marketer. I run a marketing agency as well, so I would call myself a digital marketer. That's my core. But then, of course, I make videos about a new business that I just started, which is a moving business on Instagram. So that's like the overview of it. So why do you want me to dive deep in? I can talk a lot, so I like to always narrow down my conversations.
Okay, we have 30 minutes to do this.
Okay.
So whilst you're talking, just I think maybe start from turning your skills into income. Then you go into the moving business. Can we do this in 30 minutes?
Yeah, we should be able to. We should be able to. So when it comes to turning your skills into income, I think one critical thing that I like to talk about every single time is the fact that even on our jobs, the only reason why our employer is paying us is because we have a skill, right? So for the most part, the only way to earn income in this life is to be a valuable person. Now, of course, there are two major types of income sources in the grand scheme of things. There are the low income people and there are the high income people. Now, low income people typically are people who do things that every other person can do, doesn't require a lot of training, does it's not technical. So if you're doing something like that, that means by all means you are easily replaceable. And that's why you see that in very low income jobs, there's always something we call I churn because people will leave, people will come. They can recruit someone tomorrow and the person starts next tomorrow. Doesn't require anything spectacular. But then when it comes to the skill based economy, which is what the world is gearing towards, in fact, that's where we are already.
That's where we are
Um,
already.
that's where we are already. It is a very, very interesting one because you need to be able to not just learn a skill, which a lot of people can do, but most importantly, you must be able to find a way to actually market the skill and monetize the skill. Because I tell a lot of people that learning a skill is probably the easiest thing in the world. Anybody can learn anything as long as you have a brain. But being able to convey the message that you understand this thing and can do it is the most important skill in the world. And that's why you hear the fact that there's a software engineer somewhere getting paid $60,000 and there's another one somewhere getting paid $500,000 because they are able to market their skills in different ways now to different employers as well. Of course, there are a lot of intricacies to where we're coming from, leverage, and all of those other things that would make the difference in how we are able to negotiate. But in the grand scheme of things, it's all about being able to actually market our skill and use it in the right way to get what we actually want. And another critical thing that I talk a lot about is the fact that skill is not a static thing. It is something that is evolving with time. Let's say you happen to be a software developer. I'm using that as an example. The things that you had to do in 2020 are not the things that you have to do anymore today, especially um, with the popularity and popularization of AI. A lot of things are now also getting AIized. So AI would do all of those things. So you need to always become more advanced. And that's why when people sit down and then they're like, oh, I know how to do this thing. This is the only thing I know how to do. I find it ridiculous because the person who was selling video cassettes in Nigeria, let's say in the 1990s, early 2000s, they might have had a successful business. But today, if you're saying that that's the only thing you know how to do, you probably be sleeping under the
You'll be
bridge
hungry
because
by now.
you'll be hungry because you won't have anyone to do business with you. And there's a saying by one of my popular book mentors, his name is Gary Albert. He would say that um, lazy marketers give birth to hungry children. And it's not about being a marketer in the sense of the profession, it's also the sense of being able to market yourself in whatever you do. If you're not able to market yourself in whatever skill or whatever profession you're in, well, you end up not having a lot of money. And the interesting thing is that the world has become a very dynamic place. And if people are not lazy, there's a lot of ways you can actually leverage internet, social media to actually change your life and actually change it massively. And I'm saying this from a place of experience and also a place of privilege. Like I tell people a lot of times that I don't think I can ever be poor in this life again. And it's not because I'm proud or anything.
No problem.
As long as there's internet or there's phone, I'm sure that I would always be able to make something out of everything in this life. And you know, this takes me back to the fact that even when we start talking about our knowledge that we have online or the skills that we have, and we're able to also sell it better, it's not even about being a content creator or anything like that. It just it's kind of a practice makes perfect scenario where the more you practice,
The better.
so when
Can you hear him? I can't hear him. I should. I can. Uh, the network. I can't hear him. I don't know. I think it's his network. Let me go down and call him. Okay. So I think he will join back. We lost him. I could. Um, his volume is my see. He can't. Okay. Let's just wait for him to. Okay.
Okay, can you guys hear me again now?
Yes, better. We
Okay,
lost
okay.
him.
Someone was trying to call me, so I had to put my phone on do not disturb.
Okay. All right.
So sorry about that. Yeah.
Right.
So what was the last thing you guys had?
What was the last thing? Uh, I think you were talking about even without internet, you're not sure you can be hungry again. And
Oh,
you're
okay. Yeah, yeah. So I was saying that the world has evolved so much that when we begin to actually share our knowledge, like actually practice and teach people things that we know, it also makes us just better people with whatever we're doing. And I was going to give an example of a guy that I met at an event recently on Saturday. The guy lives here in Canada. The guy worked in sales at Shopify, and then he launched like a program whereby it would basically teach people how to get into sales. And even though he makes a lot of money from his job at, or he made a lot of money from his job at Shopify, he went on to make a lot more money teaching people how to get into that. And he's been able to quit his job. And I know how much Shopify pays. So sometimes it's also the fact that even some like being able to communicate your value and the skill that you have also opens up better
opportunities.
opportunities for you in itself. And it's very, very interesting also, especially if you care about impact, that you're also able to impact other people to see what is possible, things they can do. Because at the end of the day, no man is an island. The only reason why we are here today, I mean, me being in Canada here, you being in the UK there, is because someone shared information with us. So it's not because you're the smartest person or I'm the smartest person. There are some people in Nigeria, maybe somewhere in the north, they don't even know anything about being able to relocate. All they know is maybe Adamawa or whatever they are. And they can't grow beyond just that environment and all of those kind of stuff, right? So it's important that as we are mastering our skill or whatever it is, we are also evolving as humans. And the best way to keep evolving is also like being able to share the things you know, the things you're learning, so that people also update you on things that you can also do better and get better at. Like I know a lot of times, and like this moves me to the whole moving business conversation. There are a lot of people that I've met over the past few months since I started creating content. By the way, I didn't just start creating content. A lot of people think I just started creating content this year.
I think you just like crazy, but that's what I've been thinking.
Oh, so I've been creating content since like 2017. Like like
This
been a
same
long
page,
time.
this same
So
account.
no, so it was this same account, but then I had taken away all of those content when I knew I was restarting. But then it was just a very, very different ball game as well. Like I mean, even my Twitter account has over 50,000 followers. Like I have a good following online. I had built before, but then when I moved here, I slowed down a bit. I stopped creating. But then just this past few months of creating and then started talking about running a moving business, I've seen how many people I've been able to connect with, learn new things from, because no, like you don't know everything. And no one is going to know what you're doing if you don't talk about
You
it.
don't talk about it, yeah.
Exactly. So being able to talk about it, you'd eventually get a lot more opportunities. You get more information that would also help you grow better, and everything just gets better and better and better with time. So that's the way it is overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I thank you. You've said so much about that. So when it comes to the moving business, right? Um, Funny enough, I wanted to do this business. Like I've been thinking about it, but then there was a day I just woke up. I said, "How can I even start this thing? First of all, how are you going to get people like source for customer?
Yeah.
How are you going to get a truck? Usually everything I was thinking about is how am I going to source for people who would now know me and okay, I'm
Mhm.
moving. So can you just like tell us about that aspect?
Okay, sounds good. So, one of the first thing that I had said initially is the fact that I have a marketing background. So,
Oh,
when it comes to getting people, I feel like it's just a dynamic thing in itself that you need to understand how people think and then pull it up. But I'll just give you a quick one. And this thing I'll be sharing would be more Canada based. However, it's about contextualizing it to whatever
so
location you are
what
in
was
and then making it happen. So when I was going to start the moving business, one of the first things that I quickly did was I set out to identify the target market that I wanted to work with, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that are moving. Moving is a part of the whole real estate supply chain. Whether you are renting, you are buying, someone is moving in, someone is moving out. So now, but I know I can't serve everyone. What segment of the market do I want to serve? So I identified that there were the renters market and there were the first time homeowners by market. And we also had the markets which were like multiple time homeowners market. Now I decided to focus my market on the multiple time homeowners market because first of all, a lot of the people in this market are white. So they have been in this country, they are a lot more settled. A lot of us black people, we just started coming here over the past years. We don't have money. So the people that have been here, they have like this is their home all their lives. They are a lot more white. So I decided I was going to focus a bit more on that part of the market. And then as I was trying to identify the market, it also now comes down to where do these people live. So for example, in the city where I live, in the downtown area, which is the congested part of the city, you'll find out that there are a lot more immigrants in. Let's use the UK. I will use London as an example. There are a lot more white. There are a lot more immigrants in London. But when you start going outside of London, maybe places like Kent, even though you still find black people there, no doubt. Places like Reading, you still find black people there and now. But you begin to find a lot more white people in those places that you find in central London. And
yeah,
it's not because white people can't necessarily afford central London. It's just the fact that their life has evolved and they just want to move to a different place, especially when you want to deal with the older folks, not the younger
younger,
guys.
yeah.
Exactly, which at the market I was trying to play in. Now, after identifying the markets, I knew there were different ways to find them. You could use adverts online and all of that, right? But then I figured out also that I had a disadvantage in the market, which is the fact that I was new. There are a lot of other businesses running this thing. And I know that a lot of young people in the market, if I was going to try to penetrate that market, are what I call heavy review buyers. They will go online, they will read reviews. So if I didn't have reviews, they were not going to do business with me. And if I thought they were ever going to do business, it was going to be based off pricing. And I didn't want to play the pricing game. I feel like it's a game to the bottom. So I decided I was going to focus more on the older folks and I was going to try to get them using direct mail marketing. So that's where, I don't know if you've seen in my videos,
Yeah,
I started sending mails to their houses and
yeah,
all of that. Now, of course, this comes with a lot of experience. When I first moved here, I'd worked door to door sales where we're going to be knocking on people's doors. I'd worked with Amazon where I'll deliver packages. So all of those things helped me to know the country. Like I've only lived in Canada for 3 years, but I don't think too many Canadians know Canada more than me. Like,
Yeah.
I've traveled across wide Canada very well. So with all of that experience, I was able to come up with, oh, these are the places these people live, this is where I want to target, and all of those things, right? And then I started reaching out to them, and then I'll get calls. Then when I started getting calls, the ideal way that a lot of moving businesses would do it would be like, oh, you just pick the call over the phone and be like, hey, my name is Tami, you're looking to move, and then you get all the details, and then you send them the quotes. But I figured out that when you read, like, so I made a video about it. I think I dropped it this morning, where I was talking about market research. I did a bit of market research whereby I researched into a lot of companies that were already moving, especially the very established ones, and I would go on their pages, read all their reviews. Now I would read the negative reviews. What exactly are they doing that people don't like? So
Mm-hmm.
now, one of the things that I noticed was that a lot of people feel disconnected from these big companies. So they feel like they are out of touch with them. They are dealing with one mega company, and they would rather deal with local small
Small
businesses, right?
business.
So I position myself more from the angle of local and small. So when people call me and they're like, oh, I want to get a quote, I'll call them and tell them, oh, can I come into your house to see the things you have and then come and give you a quote? So that way,
They feel that
like
person.
once I go into their house, it was as good as a no-brainer because like this guy left his work, and then of course there's packaging as well when it comes to all of this thing at the end of the day. Where if you are going into their house, you are not going to dress like this, and then where I would act like I'm also coming from a job, even if I'm coming from my house, so that they feel like I'm booked and busy, and all of that it begins to compound, it begins to add up, and we're picking it up from there.
Yeah, yeah, I get this last part. Yeah, I get it. So, do you think this business, like this moving business, of course you're already doing it, is it really profitable? And is it seasonal? Like
That's
the
a very, very that's a
I
good
watched
question.
one of your video. It was snowing. Like I think you were going to send out mails. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So it's a seasonal. I would not call it seasonal in the grand scheme of things, to be fair. But let me first address the matter of profit. It's a very profitable business. It is very stressful as well. In fact, like I avoid jobs. Let me put it that way, because it is hard money. So, like I said, I run more of digital marketing. I have an agency and all of that. So, before I started this, like the last time I probably made hard money was like 6 years ago. So now, like if you're moving, oh God, you get home and then you're just eating your laps, like man, muscle pull. You're just so weak. So it's very stressful. It's hard money. But the thing is, it's an easy business that can do about $200,000 a year. All things being equal, like the average move cost about $2,000. So in a good month, if you are doing it well, you are not doing it like me. Or me, I'm a flexing. I'm doing it and I'm just enjoying it because I'm creating content around it. If like the money there is not necessarily why I'm doing it per se. I'm also just using it to also learn how the home service business works here in Canada and all of that, right? But not even just me, like every time that I've decided to take it serious, you could get up to like let's say 15, 16 bookings in a month, and then you're making 30, 40 grand a month. But then of course it will have a toll on your body, no doubt about that. But as time goes on, there's a Nigerian guy that lives very close to my house. He's been here for like 7 years. All these people that don't use social media. He has a moving company, and last year he did about $450,000.
Wow.
And the good part is that the margin in this business is about 50%. So for every move that I do, the profit I make is about half of what I charge. Of course, there are still other expenses like insurance that would eventually eat into the money, right? But then in the grand scheme, the margin is as good as 50% a lot of times. But then as you begin to get better at it, it builds up with time and all of that. So that's that. What was your other question again about I think you had asked about profitability and then
If it's
what
season,
oh yeah, if it's seasonal. So it's kind of seasonal, but I would also not say it's so seasonal because like we have 12 months in a year. We only have winter that is strong from December to February. From March, we're back in spring. So the business really moves well from March to, let's say, October.
October.
You get like, it is peak. Like you would walk, if you want to die, you die. Like there's a lot. But then it will slow down genuinely between December and February.
February.
Now, when it slows down, it doesn't mean there's no job. It's just that even you yourself, if they call you to come and do job, you should like you think about your life choice. Like there was this day last year, I said last year, early this year, in January. Of course, we'll work with forecasts and all of that to still take on moves. So we had this move, I think it was February 1st, I won't forget. So we went out, the weather was predicting that it was going to be good. So it was maybe just going to be like a -3. -3 is not cold. So it was going to be like
Canada
-3.
standard.
Canada standard -3 is not cold. So it was going to be -3. I even just wore hoodie and all of that. Like myself and my guys, I started walking. Suddenly it got windy. And there's this place in weather where it will tell you that the weather is -3, but it feels like -15. So it got really windy. And then my hand was frozen. I was just asking myself, why did I like okay, what exactly am I looking for? What like
Who
okay,
sent me?
like how much will I make? Who sent me? Is it really worth it? I started questioning because it would get really, 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 really bad on some days. But then at the end of the day, it's about planning better. And even if you're doing winter moves, people will still book you. It's just that it's you that will suffer. And then your guys would also always cancel on you. So, in fact, one of the things I'll tell people, which is what I was making a video about, talking about the fact that women can't do this business as much as guys because for women, this thing is physical. You won't be able to do the physical part. But for guys, when your guys cancel out on you, you can do it. And I mean, everybody that I know, even guys that have 7 trucks already, their guys still cancel out on them. So, now normal thing.
I was going.
So, you must
I
be
was,
able to cover out.
I was going to ask this question. Like for me, I feel the downside or the disadvantage about this business will be getting staff. Like you just mentioned, your guys. So of course, you pay them right. So are
Of
they
course.
always available when you get a call? When you get
They are not
booked?
always available. They are not. So it's about building a big pool of people. So even till now, I still struggle with it. I'm going to be very honest with you. Like there are some times that also when it comes to business, there are different types of employees. There are employees that can get the job done, and there are employees that you can rely on. Two different things. Now, if you're going to build a business that will grow, you need employees that you can rely on, not just people that can do the job. So now, when it comes to people that can do the job, you can always get people that can do the job. Because like just if you post on Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, all these places, people that need money will come. But then are they reliable enough? Because you know that you are handling people's valuables. If they
Mm-hmm.
break something, it's on you. If they do this, it's on you.
So, yeah.
So and the job is a very, very on-call job. There's nobody that wants to be say that my job, I want to be a mover in this life. Like it's like saying that you want to be what do we call those people in Nigeria? Alabaru for markets. Like you want to be helping people carry
I
goods.
know,
Like it is stressful. It is very, very tiring. So most people are always only doing it for a short period. Maybe they need extra money, they are in a fix and all of that. So most times you might get a guy. So I'll give you a very good scenario. At the beginning of the year, I'd gotten a particular guy where he was very good. He could go and do my moves. I didn't even have to be there. Everything was going smooth. Of course, we had other people, Indians, other guys that would work with him and then pull it up. But then this guy got a job. So suddenly, we couldn't turn up every time. Now, there was this my other guy again. He was always very available, turn up, he would do this, he would coordinate. He still works, like we still do this thing together. But now he's back in school, so he can only work on weekends. Now there's this after that one happened, there's another guy that now came on board, very mature, older guy, he could do everything again. It took me like 2, 3 months for us to even get to the point where I could say that I could do everything. Suddenly, he's like, "Oh, Tami, I just got a job." and blah blah blah. So now this month now, because of course I've been away for the past 2 weeks. I traveled, I just got back, so I didn't book any job for the past 2 weeks, and I'm not doing any job this week as well. So I've just been thinking this week so far, like, so I'm going to start again. And for you to start again, it's like you have to go the route of having to lift. You are showing them that, oh, you don't want it to hit the roof. This is the depths that we can get into if this happens. And it's just a very, 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 very big and long roller coaster stuff. Yeah,
Wow, now I understand how stressful this job can be. Like this
it
moving,
is.
it
It
is
is.
stressful.
It is
Like
stressful.
stressful. Like do you have like a class? I don't know. I feel maybe there are some persons watching. They want to do like. Do you have like a class where you put people through or something?
Not at the moment. I would like people have been asking me. In fact, a lot of people that so I have
Yeah.
a link in my bio where people could like book sessions with me, and then like we have conversations. I break it down to them. So it's like, oh, Tami, document this thing. I will pay for it and all that. But
Yeah.
to
It's
even
good
sit
actually.
down to document it, there's no time like that. So, but it's something that I have in my plans. I'll try to work on it before the end of the year. But it's something that I'm really working on, which is also very much around my long-term goal. Like I said, I have a marketing background. So my long-term goal as well is also understand this business so well, systemize it so that I can help other people start. So the
Start.
idea is I want to build it out into a franchise-like stuff. But you don't have to bear my name. That's kind of my long-term goal with it. You don't have to bear my name, but I would help you do the setup. You pay me a setup cost. I would help you with everything, whether it's the UK, US, Canada. I could come around, do it for like even work with you for like 1 month. Of course, maybe I'll take like a big fee, nothing like a fee that is good enough, and then I'll take a percentage of your profits for let's say 1 year or 1.5 or 2 years, and then you then I'll begin to manage it fully on your own. You would have learned all the ropes and all.
Fantastic.
That's kind of my long-term plan. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. That would really be nice. It should be nice. Thank you so much. Can we take
Okay.
questions? Just like one or two questions? That's if there's
Sure.
any.
Sure. Sure.
Um,
Sure. Sure.
guys, if you have questions, he has said a lot. So if you have questions, please ask your question. We have just 2 minutes to take questions. If you have questions, please ask your questions. If you have questions, he has said so many things. So if you have questions, please ask your questions. We have like 2 minutes to take questions. So if you have questions, please ask your question. I think his network is bad. So if you have questions, guys, can you hear me? Are you open to partnership at the moment? I think his network is bad. Um, okay. Are you open to partnership at the moment? Let's wait for him to come back so he'll answer this. If you have questions, just ask me where do you operate from? He's in Canada. If you have questions, I don't know what's happening. His network. His network is bad. I don't know what's happening. Hmm. His network. I don't want to go off. Okay, left. Or add him back. Okay.
Okay. I think I'm back again.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, but I really don't know what happened there. I'm not so
Okay,
sure.
we have questions. I will take the first one. I will read out the first one. Are you
Okay.
open to partnership at the moment? Someone is asking if you're open to partnership at the moment.
It depends on the structure of it. Like, I'm always open to business. So if it sounds like something that I can fulfill, I can deal with, and it's a win-win, of course, why not?
Okay. Okay, some already answered. Someone said, where do you operate from? Canada.
Ottawa, yeah, Ottawa, Canada.
Okay, another question. Are you open to collaboration with someone outside Canada?
Of course, I am. Like I said, it's a lot of the things when it comes to setting up. Most of those things are very, very. much like you can do a lot of those things online as long as the person on ground has the grit and the strength to get the job done. Like I'm open to guide and collaborate as well.
Okay, someone said, how can we connect with him, please? Follow him on Instagram.
Just follow me on Instagram, and there's a link in my bio. If you want to talk with me, it's like a 1 hour session, and then like we could actually have a chat. On some days, it will be like this in the car, depending on where I am. Like I just got to give a client a quote, and then I was heading back home, and I'm like, oh yeah, you told me 3 p.m. So I just parked somewhere and then decided to have the conversation.
Okay. So if you want to connect with Tami, follow him on Instagram. His name is Tami Ade.
Tamilore Adewi.
Okay, so follow him on Instagram. You can connect with him. I think that's all. I think there's not. That's the last question. Thank you so much, Tami.
You're welcome.
The name, please, your name again. Someone just asked.
Tamilore Adewi. I'm just gonna type it in the comments as well.
Okay, type it in the comments, please.
All right. Yeah, that's my name.
Okay, so guys,
Or you
follow
can
him.
just click on the profile and then you can
Yeah.
basically follow
So
me.
follow him on Instagram, and you can connect with him. Thank you so much, Tami. Thank you for the
You're
time.
welcome. Thank you for having me as well.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
All right. Have a great day.
You too have a great one.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you were able to pick like a thing or two from this live. So if you want to connect with Tammy, follow him on Instagram and connect with him. Right. So thank you so much. To have a good night's rest.